Naked at the Movies, I'm Valentina Taylor. British Columbia, Canada is best known for its beautiful scenery and vast natural resources. But if you had to guess about its most profitable industry, would you say marijuana? Producer Adam Scorgie's riveting documentary, The Union, the Business Behind Getting High, takes an in-depth look at this billion-dollar business, the history behind it, and the huge network of people who profit from it.
Some know they are involved and others choose not to acknowledge the benefits they gain from it. Bars, restaurants, clothing stores, boat dealerships, car dealerships. The money funneled indirectly through various everyday businesses. Growers and dealers like to spend money on everything.
What made you want to do a documentary on marijuana? I mean, to my knowledge, you don't even smoke marijuana.
I'm not gonna lie, I've tried it. I didn't inhale, of course, right?
Of course.
But I grew up in BC where just it's part of our culture here. I mean, I thought about getting into the industry because I was like, man, these guys are millionaires by the time they're 25. But instead, I thought better of it. So I thought, how about I make a film about it? Because no one's really explained what's going on here in BC. And once you go in, you really start doing research and really looking at the information given to you, you find out there's so much more going on. And then that's when it came across borders.
You don't find legal commodities, you know, at $200 an ounce. You don't even find them at $200 a pound.
That's why when you walk 10 pounds of marijuana across the border into the United States, it becomes worth 20 pounds.
You create an artificially inflated value for that drug.
Now they're actually legalizing marijuana in some places in the States. Why do you think that is?
Part of it is the medical side of it. And now with the economy being the way it is, I think that the people that were busted for drug charges 20 years ago that still can't work, they're not contributing to the growth of the country or the growth of the economy. Somebody gets a drug charge, they should pay a fine or whatever, but they need to get back in the working community and start contributing to the country. And just look who some of these people are.
Stephen Jobs developed Apple Computers smoking pot. Ted Turner developed CNN News smoking pot. Still smokes a joint every day.
Do you think that you've shaken up the industry a little bit? I mean, you've outed a lot of information.
Yeah, and I mean, that's some of the things that was so interesting for us is looking at like how many presidents had, you know, copped to smoking marijuana early on in their career, yet like if they ever had been caught, you wouldn't even be able to be a governor, let alone the president of the United States, right? And like I was like, well, why is there such a big fight if these guys all did it and they're trying to say it makes you lazy, you'll say, and they grew on and became president.
Ronald Reagan, he said, these young people, they get together, they read books, they smoke marijuana, and they talk. Like these three elements were a recipe for disaster.
Even if you look at like Nixon's report, right, the Schaefer report or the Nixon report,
Insane.
They did a full study and they found out that really the harms of marijuana are way less than that of alcohol, yet this wasn't part of their political agenda, so they just went ahead and launched a war on drugs anyway, right? I didn't just learn about the marijuana industry, I just really learned how our culture can persuade our vision so much by branding something in the media.
What I find really fascinating, not just the documentary itself, but now this documentary is not only a cult classic, but it's an educational tool in universities.
We never thought it'd be the educational piece it is now. Something we did that a lot of docs don't is at the end of our film, we have the links to where we got all the information, right? Like we encourage you, like if you don't agree with what our film said, like please look it up for yourself. It's more of just an honor thing. I mean, my teachers in high school didn't even think I'd graduate high school, and here I am educating college students and university students. I wanted to kind of go back and say, yeah, all you that didn't think I'd make it, I made it.
I was blown away. I have to say, honestly, truly from the bottom of my heart, it's absolutely the best documentary I've ever seen. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.
The Union, the Business Behind Getting High is a fearless documentary that asks some hard-hitting questions about the drug trade. You'll probably walk away with a couple intriguing questions of your own, too. It's an absolute must-see. For more information or to get yourself a copy, go to theunionmovie.com. For Naked at the Movies, I'm Valentina Taylor.